Alt 92.3.
Let's talk about the new album. Different sound. That's what you read.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely new sounds. I think every record we make, we introduce something new, you know? But at the core of it, I mean, as you can see, when you remove all of it, it's still based around songwriting, which I don't know that we'll ever move away from. We've all grown up and loved artists that are genuine songwriters. But there's more exploration sonically on this record, which... Yeah, it was just kind of the right place, right time, and the right band members to sort of try new things out, you know.
What's your songwriting process? Like, who writes the lyrics? Who comes up with the melodies?
It really depends, but for the most part, everyone does something, and it just goes song by song, part by part. Like, and People Need a Melody, that song that we did instead of Another Story. Like, that song began with me and another guy collaborating, and then the bridge you wrote, like, we were all working on that song in your house in Seattle, and it didn't have a bridge, and you could tell it needed something else, and you went to your, like, bedroom.
You were playing guitar, and I was upstairs at our house, and I started writing lyrics.
It was piano, actually. I was sitting in it. Started playing this other random chord progression, and it kind of inspired that thing.
Oh,
so
that's right.
Kind of just like organic in a way.
Yeah. But everyone kind of throws in, like, we all have very different writing voices, you know, not singing voices, but just your language you use and the accents and how many syllables and things like that. Language. We all come from such different angles that it's nice. Like, if it's too much of me, you know, and then somebody comes in and does something much more interesting, and then it feels like a complete thought. So it's a band in all fronts, you know, and then it's not one of those bands where it's like one guy with people backing, which I'm very grateful for. There's too much of
need each
anyone.
other to step up and be part of it, you know.
Do you ever come up with ideas like, you know, I think we all do, whether it's whatever, when you're almost asleep and you maybe come up with a melody or something, and do you get up and write it down or sing it into a voice recorder, or do you just figure, I'll remember it in the morning, and then you don't, and you missed out?
All the time. Yeah, there's a lot of... This is going to be TMI, but there's a lot of like voice memos on my phone where you can hear me peeing at the same time and singing like a melody that was in my head while I was sleeping. It's kind of it's a regular occurrence for sure. They don't often turn into hit songs.
I think I love that process, because I think the best melodies and songs for me come out of subconscious a little bit, a more dreamlike state, or being hungover or what have you, you know, that brings you to that spot. And so, sometimes I'm in bed in the middle of the night and I'm dreaming and a melody comes to me and I wake up and then I have to mumble it because, you know, someone's next to me, and so it's like, you know, so it's almost inaudible, but I can still capture. yeah, that didn't make it on the record, but you know, like, I think there's just I think the best songs you receive in some way, and you have to be present and open, not distracted by the present, though. You know what I'm saying?
It's really interesting.
That's a great question.
You guys big partiers on the road, or you just kind of... Because you're hard to read. Usually I can tell, like, if a band's like, they fucking drink.
Well,
I can't tell.
It's been once said by a really articulate man that we are the Guns N' Roses of folk rock.
Yeah.
So I'll just...
Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
I won't expound.
There's nothing better than that.
You could. Maybe not some of it.
Maybe 2000s.
You guys are fun.
The yoga era of Guns N' Roses. The yoga and hydrating.
Yoga era.
Outside of the band, who's the coolest person / band you guys have gotten to perform with?
For me, one of my, like, all-time heroes that's actually still alive is Chris Martin from Coldplay. I'm pretty sure it was because of them that I allowed myself to look at piano in a different way. Like, I used to think piano was for nerds. I was also 15, so, you know, I've come a long way. And obviously, piano's, I mean, it's still for nerds, but it's still cool at the same time. But
nerds are cool, man.
Nerds are cool. Nerds are cool. We love nerds. Chris Martin, we met him at this house show party in Los Angeles, which I would like to think that happens to us a lot, but it doesn't. And he watched our acoustic set, basically the three of us playing, and he stayed the entire time, and we got to talk to him afterwards. And My mind was on the like. I totally did that thing too. I guess I don't. We meet a lot of fans, and I'm like, I don't get the whole fan thing. And I get the whole fan thing now. I saw him, and I was like, you're the reason I play music. I was 17, and I watched the song Yellow, and I just got the piano down, and I learned it. And he's just like, that's great. And so what you guys just did, I was like, oh, thank God, he just saved me from going any further down that hole. But I get it now. I was just like, hi, Chris. Like, you're the reason I'm here. So Chris Martin for me. I don't know how about you guys.
That's pretty good. I was gonna say Dave Matthews, actually. As early on as a band, like totally unexpectedly, he took us under his wing and imparted so much wisdom. You know, one of the things, you know, that I always remember was just stay together. You know, and he just was like a mentor. Took us out on the acoustic shows with him and the full band, and it was just, I mean, he's amazing. So, but every band we've ever opened for. Like we've always been fans and like learn. I just watch those shows every night. Like it's just so inspiring. But yeah, Dave's kind of the best.
I have to add one just because it's super cool, and it was a really in hindsight is kind of bittersweet. But we got to do a show with Tom Petty in Hyde Park, London, which was like ridiculous. It was such a dream come true for all of us. So that was That's my favorite one.
That's awesome. That's a good way to wrap. 'Cause I got the wrap sound. I know you guys got to go too. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you very much for
sounding
having us.
amazing.
Thank you.
Good luck with the album. It's out today.
Thank you.
Living Mirage.
Thank you guys.
Thank you
The
guys.
head and the heart, everybody.